Hello again, everybody. This is Brother Chooch. I decided to do another food review video. You know, we had so much fun when we had the Arby's cheesesteak video. And if you'd like to see that, that's somewhere in the archives. What's special about this review, unlike other food reviews on the internet, is we talk about the end times and we talk about the food that I ordered, and we give it an honest rating anywhere from 0 to 100. And I'm kind of looking at it as the grammar school, the old-fashioned grammar school type of grading, that an F would be 60 or below, 60 to like 69 is a D, 70 to 79 is a C, and I think that's a B, no, C. And then 80 to 89 is a B, and you get the pluses and the minuses there, and then the A would be a 90 or above. So that's what we're going with. We're gonna do Mexican. We're gonna do cheap Mexican. No offense, Taco Bell. We're doing what's called the Lux Box. It's cheap. It costs $7 something. Probably maybe close to $8 altogether, and it comes with a fountain drink, which looks like a medium size. It's not a Sprite, it's called a Starry, which is like a lemon lime soda. Then it comes with 4 things in this box, okay? 4 things. So let me open it up. And the box is kind of quaint. I don't see any grease spilling through it. So I'm gonna open it up and have you take a gander and see what you think. Let's open it up. And so far, so good. I asked for hot sauce, and they did give me mild. So that's a strike. Not a big strike, but a strike. I wanted hot. Unless this is called mild hot sauce. But I see mild here. But she was generous with the packages. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's generous, 9 packages. I've gone here before and got 0 sauce. I will say that this food has already been prayed in, and they gave me plenty of napkins. Here's another sauce. And so this is pretty neatly laid out. You have 3 items, and then I guess you could count the little bag of nachos here. And then you have a dipping sauce, a cheese dipping sauce. So, let me disinfect my hands. And we're gonna start off with just the chips. It's just a small bag of chips. A lot of noise around here. And some Velveeta style sauce, okay? I guess you want to actually see the back, so I'm just simply dipping. What's nice about this is it's almost like you have an appetizer, sort of whet your appetite. So I dumped the corn chip into the chemicals, so I'm sure that there's no real cheese. This is probably not real cheese. It has a decent flavor. So while I'm checking this out, a lot of noise. I don't know, some people are just, their volume's on 9 or 10 all the time. Whether they're happy, sad, or indifferent. Decent crunch. There it goes spinning again. Decent crunch. The chip itself, I'll give them this. There's a crunch to it, and the saltiness is just about right. Slightly warm, not cold, not hot. The cheese dip stuff, there's just a little bit of a kick to it. Not much. But it has a little bit of like a flavor to it where you would say, okay, in the realm of Mexican. what I should do, because I'm a very slobby person, just put a little bib. Just a little bib on. So we're going to talk about the end times too, because I want to share my opinion. So I'm eating this. I already kind of reviewed the chips. I'm sure you're not going to go to Taco Bell just for kindergarten size bag of chips. If you do, be my guest. Now, there's so much talk about September. To be honest with you, it almost concerns me. I know it's rude to talk with your mouth full, but please bear with me, because just watching me eat, nothing to get too excited about. So I need to talk. So I'm kind of concerned that there's so much talk about Feast of Trumpets. You kind of get this inclination like, uh-oh, when everyone says something's going to happen, it never happens. Now, that might be the cynical part of me. I've gone through so many Feast of Trumpets that I've been... You ever hear a trumpet go... Murr, murr, murr? You know, a trumpet blast should be loud, attention-getting. When you hear a trumpet blown poorly, something not so good about it. And metaphorically speaking, that's kind of how Feast of Trumpets has been for the last 10 years for me. Though I must admit, there's a lot lining up here that makes you say this Feast of Trumpets might be very special. And the number one thing to me is, well, there's a few things. But the fact that it's 8 years from the Revelation 12 sign is huge, because if we go past Feast of Trumpets this year, I'm not sure what to do with the Revelation 12 sign anymore. But to me, it would make perfect sense that the Revelation 12 sign would be an 8-year to the day. Keep in mind, 923. Back in 2017, Feast of Trumpets was on 9/22, 9/23. Oh, I don't like to waste food, but there's a little crumb in here. I found a fold in the wrapper that is... Where'd it go? Okay. I thought maybe I did get it. Now, if you notice, I got a little leftover cheese. I might add that to my other items. Now, these are the three things left. You got the cheesy burrito. Is that what it's called? No, beefy 5-layer burrito. Okay. And then you have a beef crunchy taco and a chicken chipotle. So we have beef, and chicken. So in what order should you eat? You save... I think you want to save the largest item for last, and you want it to be beef. How about beef, chicken, beef? I think that would break it up, because if you do beef, chicken, or chicken, beef, then you got the series of too much beef breaking that up. So we're going to start off with, we'll start off with the beefy crunchy taco. Okay, now let's see what this looks like, because I'll tell you right now, I'm going to dissect this for you so you can see what you're getting here. You're getting not much meat, and that's settled on the bottom, and then you have obviously your iceberg lettuce and some cheddar cheese. Now, I'm not going to expect you're going to have a taco like Mom would make, where there's so much beef in it. And I'm putting some mild sauce on it, just a packet. That it's just coming out the ends. As you can tell, there's not much in here. But let's see what the flavor's like. Got a little bit of a crunch. I mean, the flavor is, it's Mexican. It's not really that hot. It's a decent flavor. It's not terrible. I do taste the lettuce. It's a bit crunchy. I'm sure they spray some chemicals on it to make it a bit crunchy. And the cheese, you could taste the cheese a bit. Not bad. I mean, it's called Taco Bell. It's not called Burrito Bell. It's not called Fajita Bell. It's not called Chalupa Bell. It's called Taco Bell. So you would expect, if the name of the restaurant is called Taco Bell, tacos should be decent. Just to let you know. Excuse me. I could probably eat 10 of these. Because there's so little in it. And I'm sure it would cost me. I mean, Taco Bell back in the day, excuse me, probably 99 cents for a taco. Now it's like $1.69. Inflation's crazy. Well, getting back to the Revelation 12 sign. Yeah, 8 years. And the Feast of Trumpets happening on a 9/23. It's not like super duper rare, but it's rare. Because every year, Feast of Trumpets could be on another day. So I like that about September. We got the Feast of Trumpets, 8-year anniversary of the Revelation 12 sign, and Israel's 77 years old. And you stop and think about it. Because the Lord loves sevens, he uses sevens a lot. You would think this will be the one and only Feast of Trumpets while Israel's 77 years old. Okay? If we're still here next year, Israel will be 78. So the fact that it's 77, now I love the fact that Israel was 70 years old back when the Revelation 12 sign happened. So that got me excited because 70, we're going to go with the chicken now. That was exciting. Now this, a couple things. One is, this is called a chicken chalupa. I don't know what that means in Spanish, but I'll give you a look at this, if you could see it. I don't want to spill, but I'd like to show you the contents. What I see from the top is 2 different kind of cheeses, a yellow and a whitish, some tomatoes, and then gotta give some discredit that I got a smear of sour cream on the outside of the shell. I would imagine if I was the manager, that would be unacceptable. And I'm not going to go inside and complain to the manager and say, one of your cooks, or more, probably a better title for them is taco arrangers. They just arrange your food. It's already cooked. It's just heated up. I would say, kind sir, not for nothing, but sour cream goes inside the shell, not outside the shell. Okay, so I'm going to gently wipe this off, and we'll take a look inside here and see how much chicken do we actually get. And it's pretty similar to the taco. You got a little slight line, and they stuff you up with the crunchy lettuce, the iceberg lettuce, which is cheap, and just a little bit of cheese and tomato on top. And I do see the sour cream. I'm going to now add my sauce. I lost my bib already. I'm gonna add 2 sauces this time. And this is the chipotle chicken. And it's the outside is like this, almost looks buttery, almost like a pita bread, but a little bit more stiff. So let me try this. Okay. I didn't taste much chicken on that bite. I definitely got sort of a bready flavor. It almost tastes like a thin fried dough, a very thin fried dough. And I taste the cheese, sour cream, and lettuce. On that bite, I didn't taste any chicken. Let me try again. So, the predominant flavor is that fried doughy outer shell. Kind of takes over. I tasted a little bit of chicken, but it's not really seasoned well. The cheese, excuse me, it's not really, I mean, it's detectable, but not, I don't know, it's like a extremely mild cheese. So you got stuff coming out the other end here. Plenty of sour cream, I gotta give them that. What this is lacking is I would recommend some more spices here. The chicken that I do taste is not really seasoned that well. Not all that flavorful. So you kind of just taste lettuce and bread and sour cream. See, I had a bite of chicken there, and it tastes like nothingness. Onions too would be good here. Again, and it's not like the shell is like so flavorful and tasty that you're like loving that. It's like it is there. It is what it is. Not terribly impressed with it, but it's a little bit filling because you could kind of pick up the oil in the shell. This is what the piece of chicken looks like. It's tiny. Seems to have a bit of a orangey tint to it. It's very tender. It actually got a little bit of a detectable flavor there. I think there's so little chicken that it just gets overwhelmed with the lettuce and the tomato and the sour cream, and it just doesn't have much of a voice. And of course, it probably costs Taco Bell more money to have the meat and the chicken. So load it up with lettuce. And unfortunately, I should have got a fork or something because I got a bit of a mess here. Either I didn't eat this correctly or this shell doesn't do its job. So Again, when everyone's talking about September to remember, I get a little bit concerned. There's so many videos out there on Feast of Trumpets, but still, the majority of the world is snoozing away. And I'm sure that the mockers and scoffers will gladly come out on 9/24 to remind everybody that they were wrong with their thinking. But the nice thing is, unless we get something happened, rapture could happen anytime now, until then, or even after that. But could you imagine the rapture, then the tribulation period happening, within about 24 hours of each other? Keep in mind, on 9/23, the UN's meeting to try to push the two-state solution. A lot of talk about peace and safety, peace and security. Things are definitely hot and heavy in Gaza. The world wants that to end. We're 3/4 of the way done now. We are on the final one. This guy's bat and cleanup. So his job is, see, the last item in the Lux box, his job should be, fill me up. Fill me up, because I don't want to leave here still hungry. So it's up to this burrito, and I started unwrapping it, but here it is. It's well wrapped, whoever wrapped it. Folded well, folded with some skill. And I'm trying to, it's like a double, what in the tarnation? It's almost like, this is so weird. I don't know if you could see that, but it's like they took a soft tortilla and loaded meat on it, cheese, a little bit of sour cream streak, and then used another tortilla to wrap it. So it's like, see that? It's like and they got cheese connecting the two together. Really weird. I don't know if that was intentional. What's it called? Beefy 5-layer burrito. So my guess would be you got the beef, the cheese, the sour cream, and 2 tortillas, and that constitutes 5 layers? I don't know. In my book, a layer, I think of lasagna when you say layers. I'm trying to put some extra cheese on this, but this cheese is hooked onto the side of the plastic here. It doesn't want to come down, so I'm going to add some sauce to this. It doesn't look appetizing, but Mexican food doesn't necessarily get graded by its appearance, but more so by its flavor. So I'm going to try to rewrap this a little bit. So-called 5-layer burrito. And of course, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm starting to drip. It's getting kind of messy, and I don't want to get it on my shirt. So here we go. Oh. Ooh. It tastes like, here I go. It tastes like they took ground beef and mixed it into refried beans. I'm getting a strong refried bean flavor. I taste a little of the beef. It's obviously the same beef as you would get in a taco, but they put it into this mixture of the refried beans. You could taste the cheese. Definitely. It's almost deceptive that they call it a beefy burrito. They should call it a beanie burrito. Like a refried beanie burrito with a slight complement of ground beef. Slight complement. Because the ground beef has been officially drowned in the refried beans. The refried beans have taken over. However, I will give them this. It's a decent amount of content. See? Decent. Again, I'm not gushing out the sides or anything, but, and to their credit, the tortilla is holding its own. This is not as messy as I thought. It started out a little messy, but now that I'm going through it, it's holding up pretty good. For some reason, that bite was very cheesy. I don't know if they didn't spread the cheese on correctly, but this doesn't have the shredded cheese. This has the Velveeta style cheese, and I really got a strong bite of the cheese, almost to the point where the cheese got jealous that I was talking about the refried beans and just gave me an overload. And the cheese is a bit salty, so I gotta. By the way, I saw a license plate with 726 on it before I pulled up to the drive-thru, so that was encouraging. Yeah, the cheese had a statement to make. So, Feast of Trumpets is definitely a date of interest. Personally, I'm excited. I'm sure the Watchmen community is going to be, if it doesn't happen this year, there's going to need to be some counseling, some encouragement in the Watchmen community. I'm trying to keep an even keel view of all this. No matter how good the theories and the counts and everything looks, I think I've learned to try to be even keeled. It's almost like if you get your hopes up so much, it's hard to recover from that. But if the rapture happens, awesome. All right, let's grade this. I hate to say this, but I was gonna do a food review at Firehouse Subs. I've never tried a sub there. Well, when I saw that a foot long was going to cost me $16 and some change, That's not even counting getting a bag of chips or a soda. I was like, that's outrageous. What's this world coming to? For a sandwich, I have to pay $16? But what do you do if you have a family of 5? How do you feed your family? So you want me to pay 15 bucks, 16 bucks just for a sandwich? Would you put gold mayonnaise? Would did you get the bread from Tuscany? Now, one good sign of Mexican food is it's got my nasal cavity irritated a little bit. All right. So, I must admit, you do get quite a bit for $8. I'll give them that. It is Taco Bell. It's not like you're going out to dining in luxury at a really expensive Mexican restaurant, high quality. It's cheap food. The taco was decent. The chalupa, whatever, that was a bit disappointing. It needs more chicken. The chicken needs a little bit more flavor. It could use a little bit of onions or something. The burrito should be, if they rename the burrito to the refried beaninator or something like that, then I would say, okay, it's okay. It's decent. So taking the whole, and then the chips were, it's nice. I'll admit, it's nice to have the chips before you get digging in the other things. And the soda, it's good that it comes with a soda. That's included in the price. And am I full? Yeah. Will I be going to the bathroom soon? Probably. Will it sit with me well? I don't know. That's soon to find out. But I will say this, is that it's decent. So from 0 to 100, I will give it a 75 out of 100. And really, it's because of the price. I'm cheap. I don't like to spend a lot of money. So if I paid, like, let's say 12 to 15 bucks for that, the grade would be lower. If they gave it to me for free, the grade would be higher. But you get what you get. They give you quite a bit. I mean, there's a lot of calories there. I think my body's still trying to figure out what to do with it. And so we'll give it a 75. So that's that. But, brothers and sisters, we just need to be even-keeled. We could definitely be excited about September and especially Feast of Trumpets. But only the Lord knows. I do advise that you do not eat Taco Bell regularly. I do advise that you don't eat fast food all that regularly, unless you're on a Rapture diet. But you got to be careful with the Rapture diet too, because the Rapture diet doesn't work if you keep getting delays and it doesn't happen when you're expecting it to happen. So that's that. Thank you for sharing my dinner. You were great company. And if you do go get the Lux box, just keep in mind, plan on getting a C grade and getting filled up. And expect that at some point later that night, you might get Lux box 2.0, if you know what I mean. And Lux box 2.0, it's not going to be as nice as the first Lux box. So anyways, thank you for tuning in. I say to you, hallelujah, Maranatha, I'll see you in the air.